New York in the summer, winter, fall, and spring. Anyway, this is Stan Weisleder on The View from Over Here. I am here in the studio with Malcolm Barry Burman, and we are broadcasting over crntalk.com, over the entire planet and beyond. So what's happening this week?
Do you realize that you're lucky you're back from New York? The weather is like 30 degrees in New York today.
I always miss that bad weather. I come and go in between. I get the special weather reports that no one else gets, so I know when to go and come.
And do you in Buffalo, New York, they have, I think, like 4 feet of snow.
Hey, Buffalo is the same as Canada. What do you expect? Anyway, we have some news this week, and I don't know if you like it, but this is what it is, or at least this is how I look at it. In the haste to make money on the sale of small drones, which have reportedly sold in excess of 1 million since the little suckers have first come out a few years ago. Aside from the potential invasion of privacy, the prospect of their becoming involved with a real airplane, like crashing into one, has increased geometrically. And more importantly, what about their potential use as a terrorist weapon if one of them should explode over a crowded area? They don't even have to cause any actual casualties. The mere detonation of a drone over a highly populated area is all that it takes. So much for the government.
Welcome to the modern world.
Hey, you send out Christmas cards, Malcolm? Did you know that more than 3 billion of such cards are sent out each year, and at an average of $2.49 each? An average, mind you. The total amount of money involved would be in excess of $7.47 billion, and that is before sales taxes and without considering the cost of postage.
Well, now as I generally send out a New Year's
via email.
A Christmas card with a picture of the family. So we make our own cards.
Okay, and you can also email that, and you put the post office out of business.
Well, that's what's happening. Except the post office has all the junk mail from advertisers.
I know, it kills it. So you save on one thing and you get clobbered on the other. Do you know about Facebook? Well, sure, of course you know about Facebook.
Well, what is Facebook? I've never heard of it.
Well, all I want to say is that if Facebook were a country based on the number of subscribers, it would be the 5th largest country on the planet. How about that?
Yeah.
Hey, here's something that's good, and it's topical in the news.
Just one thing about Facebook. I'm getting tired of it because they're running advertising. So I might get something from you or some family, but I have advertisers.
They're coming out with their own professional network to compete with LinkedIn. So you'll have another LinkedIn on the horizon, courtesy of Facebook. That's on the drawing boards right now. Researchers now report that the brains of regular pot smokers shrink, okay? But what if they don't inhale? Do their brains still shrink?
That means they don't breathe.
That's quoting a famous or infamous president, depending on your point of view. Hey, it's on the TV and in the papers all over every day that the extension deadline for the nuclear talks between Iran and the U.S. and the rest of the world will soon expire. So I say, big deal. Anyone with half a brain knows that Iran has been stalling all along and will one day make the announcement that it will no longer participate in such talks because they are no longer necessary now that they have their own nuclear weapons. Now, we already know what this country will do. The big question is, what will Israel do?
What would this country do?
Zero, zip, nothing, nada.
And what would Israel do?
That remains to be seen. Anyway, that's all I have on the news, and now we have Jonas, Joshua. Jonas. Why does it say Joshua here? Anyway, it should be Jonas.
I gave you the name Joshua because that's my son. You're not my son, are you, Jonas?
I am not Malcolm's son. This is not a big reveal, I promise.
Oh, okay.
So thank goodness. Anyway, Jonas is here to tell us what he thinks about the latest entertainment that we are all subject to. And Jonas, take it away.
All right, guys. Well, I saw some great stuff this weekend. It's really amazing how a cast can make all the difference in the world. I saw Kinky Boots on Broadway in March 2013, way before it even swept the Tony Awards, and I thought it was an average show, not really one that was very memorable. But I gave the show another chance last Wednesday night when it opened at the Pantages. This production was so rousing, it took all my energy not to dance in the aisles. I mean, it was really fantastic.
Why didn't you dance in the aisles?
I tried. The security wouldn't let me.
Just one question. I remember going to a show with, I forget, it was a Latin band, and it was an Anglo crowd, and people were, swaying, but they weren't dancing. I went to see the same orchestra with the Latino crowd, and people were dancing in the aisles.
Well, I guess I got to see the show in Havana then.
Right.
Jonas, did you see the original movie, which was not a musical?
It's actually, I was about to talk about that in the review. The movie from 2005 is wonderful, and this play is very charming. It has an okay score by Cyndi Lauper. It's her first score, and she probably has some great scores in her, but it's going to take some time, though she won the Tony Award for it, so other people must think it was amazing. I thought the lyrics were a little overstated. But what's amazing about this is the cast. They have Kyle Taylor Parker, who was actually in the ensemble of the original Broadway cast. He takes over the role of Lola. And Lola's a London drag queen who escaped her humbling youth in a small-town England to become a glamorous, take-no-prisoners personality. So basically the story's about Charlie, this young guy in a small-town England who inherits his family's legacy, which is a shoe factory that's on the brink of collapse. And he needs some new ideas or all his employees are going to be out of work. And these are people he's known all his life. This great idea comes to him when he meets a strapping drag performer. He discovers there's a niche market not being placated. There are men who want to wear sensational high-heel boots, but they find that those heels just can't support their weight. So Charlie wants to build the most elaborate boots in the industry with heels that won't crack under 200 or more pounds. So basically, Kinky Boots is about empowerment. They say you can't tell a man by his shoes, and that you must walk in a mile in his shoes, but then shouldn't those shoes be sturdy enough for the man to thrive? Kyle Taylor Parker embodies all of Lola's strengths, her insecurities, her pride, her loneliness. Her friendship with this guy is completely out of their hemisphere, is such a beautiful thing. Taylor Parker's chemistry with Stephen Booth, the one who plays Charlie, is part of what makes this production so special. Neither has had the ability to walk in each other's shoes. For Lola's never had the love and support of his father, while Charlie could never have known what it was like to be an outsider.
Jonas, do you use a rating system like 1 star to 5 stars?
I don't, but I would give it a big thumbs up.
Big thumbs up. Good.
I also saw at the Pasadena Playhouse Diana Song's Stop Kiss, which is about two women in New York who find themselves falling in love, despite having no prior experience dating women. The tale turns tragic when a homophobe finds the girls kissing in the park. The author interweaves the story between the present time and flashbacks, so the audience sees the progression of the relationship as well as the aftermath of the attack.
How old are the women?
In their 30s, I would say. Maybe late 20s. The dialogue is insightful, and the two lead performers are nuanced. Sharon Leal plays Sarah, a newbie Manhattanite who moves to the city to teach underprivileged kids in the Bronx. Sarah's finding her way in the city, but doesn't take rough from anyone. Angela Lynn's Callie is fun and outgoing, but conflict avoider. She ignores cow calls on the street and allows her upstairs neighbors to, in her own words, teach horses to river dance twice a week.
How many thumbs up would you give this one?
I would give it 2 thumbs up as well.
Is this an original play or?
No, it's a play that was in 1998 off Broadway. It starred Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy and Jessica Hecht, who was in Friends, and was I guess a big hit back then. And now it's being brought here to Pasadena Playhouse. It's a very lovely, well done play. And it's amazing how this play is 15 years old, and sure the gay community has evolved in this decade and a half quite a bit, but the violence against gays has not stopped. I mean, just Saturday we had that Army vet, Stephen Patrick White, who just died from being set on fire from somebody he met in a gay bar. So it's definitely a story that still needs to be told, because the violence against anybody who's different, whether it's because of gender or sexuality or race, it's something that has got to go away and hasn't.
Well,
or religion.
Yeah, because this morning they just had that in Jerusalem.
Jerusalem synagogue, horrible.
Jonas, what do you have on tap for us for next week?
That's a good question. I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure.
We will see what this weekend brings.
All right. Okay, Jonas, it's a pleasure having you as always, and be back next week with some surprises.
Yeah, just text us or email us or call. Let us know what you're going to do.
Absolutely, we'll have... and we have on the website the links for the tickets for both Kinky Boots and for Stop Kiss.
And we also have the written review. If you send it to us.
We've got a review for Hunchback.
For Hunchback.
That should be on your site. I sent it to you last week.
Okay. I'll speak to Pam because I don't think I saw it yet.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, it was a pleasure as always.
Okay. Have a great week.
Take care.
Speak to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay. We have our special guest for this week, and I understand that she's ready and waiting, so just let me say a few words. Number one, we want to welcome back Julie Budd from her very busy touring and personal appearances. She is our special guest this week on The View from Over Here to not only plug her latest CD, I think the truth of the matter is she just simply can't get enough of us.
I think you can't get enough of Stan. I'm beginning to question this.
Oh, come on, Malcolm! Don't be a troublemaker.
Did you guys met, if I remember correctly?
We met at the Sid Caesar tribute in Manhattan, but I got to tell you, this was at the Friars Club. Now, I went to his funeral. You weren't there, Julie, but I got to tell you, his funeral was much, much better. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Oh, that's because he was there.
No, he wasn't there, Malcolm. Come on. He was there in spirit, but all they did, the jokes were great. Fantastic. Anyway, but we're not talking about Sid today. We're talking about Julie Budd.
Well, I want to get this thing about you and Julie meeting in New York behind my back.
It was by chance.
Nothing happens by chance. Things were meant to be.
Well,
Julie,
how are you guys?
Julie, are you a married woman?
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of, I'm...
Kind of, sort of? What kind of an answer? It's like saying, hey, I'm only partly pregnant. Come on.
Well, I am. Because I'm with the same man now for like 16 years.
16 years with the same guy, and you haven't tied the knot. Okay, well...
Well, we tied our knot.
Ah.
We tied.
Okay, we'll go to that.
I got to tell you a quickie on that. It has nothing to do with Julie Budd, but my youngest daughter, she's going with this guy for 7 years, and one day I kind of like broached the subject. Are you? What's happening? Whatever. And she just said to me, "He serves his purpose."
Oh no.
Well, if Phil Jackson could get engaged. And they've been going together for about 15 years. I'm waiting for their marriage. But listen, I lived with people, and I'm now married 20 years. There is a difference, I can let you know. But anyway, hold on.
Hold on, Julie. Don't go away. We have this.
We're coming up to a break.
Okay.
You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on crntalk.com. And also, you can hear all our shows on www.viewfromoverhere.com. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few minutes with Julie Budd.
The Trees, an epic novel by Stan Weisleder, told in the Godfather fashion, with 2/3 of the book taking place in Las Vegas and describing the transition from the mob to Howard Hughes to corporate America. This book is Las Vegas. Jim Santangelo from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said, "I didn't grow up in New York or Las Vegas. I grew up in Jersey City, but I know everyone in this book. I loved it." Hal Rothbart, publisher, says, "I wish I had written it." The Trees by Stan Weisleder.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel. Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool. Indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or owe the IRS or state more than $10,000? If you don't take action now, your tax problem is going to get worse. Much worse. Seizure of property, bank levies, wage garnishments, and potential criminal prosecution. And if you owe the IRS back payroll taxes, chances are you will be visited at your home or business by an IRS agent. Don't become paralyzed by fear. Take action now. Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield for help. Our team of experienced tax attorneys can get you protected, stop collections, and negotiate a permanent settlement with the IRS and state, potentially saving you thousands of dollars. At U.S. Tax Shield, our tax advisors will review your case for free, inform you of your rights, and give you a guaranteed quote. No games and no tricky upsells. That's why we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Put an end to your torment. Get protected. Get the Shield. Call U.S. Tax Shield now at 800-211-8753. That's 800-211-8753. 800-211-8753.
Every day is Save the Earth Day, and each of us has a part to play. For more information and how you can do your part to save the Earth, contact us at SaveTheWorld.net. That's SaveTheWorld.net.
Can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything.
I don't know if we're getting any. Julie, I don't know if you're there, but we're playing your song. Can you hear it?
I hear the song. Can you hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Now we can. It's known in the biz as a technical difficulty.
All right. All right.
Now we have two engineers in there, and we still can't get any sound.
But we have Julie. That's the main thing.
Hey, by the way, you guys, are we on the air now? Because I want to tell you something. Are we on?
We're on the air, so don't let out with any four-letter words.
We are on the air.
No, I just wanted to tell you that Richard Skipper says hi.
Well, you say hi back to him.
Yeah, he's a doll, isn't he?
Is he with you now, or is he off hustling somewhere?
Well, he's busy, but he just emailed me to tell me that he's listening and that he sends everybody his best regards.
Very good. Okay. Julie, what's happening with you? Are you going on personal performances in New York, L.A.? When can we see you live perform here on the West Coast?
Oh, the West Coast. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know,
it's warm out here.
Oh, I know. Do you know it's 31 degrees here in New York right now?
We're in the mid-70s with bright sunshine.
I'll take it. I want to come back to the West Coast so badly. As a matter of fact, in about 2 months, I'll be getting my 2015 to 2016 schedule. And I think that there's going to be some West Coast stuff out there. And on my Facebook page and on my website, juliebudd.com, everything will be posted by then. Things are sort of kind of coming in right now.
Who makes up your schedule?
All the different agents. Well, what they do is the different agents that book me give me the dates, and then my webmaster puts it on my site.
Okay.
And when are you coming in to do our show? You have to come into the studio.
I would love to come into. Where do you broadcast out of?
Out of beautiful downtown Sunland.
Wow, that would be a little schlep from New York.
Yeah, but if you're staying in L.A., it's just 15, 20 minutes.
Or
that wouldn't be bad.
Or Stan could send his charter jet.
A charter jet would not be terrible.
Yeah.
You know, we could charter the jet and cater it from Zabar's, and we'd be in great shape.
I'll send it tomorrow, Malcolm.
But I've been very, very busy, you know, with the CD and promoting the CD, and it's been getting an enormous amount of attention.
Tell our listeners the name, where they could get it, and what's on it.
Sure. The name of my new CD is called They Wrote the Songs, and you could get it on Amazon, iTunes, CD Baby, Barnes & Noble, all the online buyers, sellers.
All right, and tell them what's on there, what kind of songs.
Well, this CD is really very special to me. It's the music of our generation, and it's a real tribute to the great writers.
So you're saying we're a bunch of old fogies?
No, there's no. Oh, I'm no old fogey. You're no old fogey.
Well, what is our generation?
Over 35.
Of our generation is great writers like Paul Anka, Anthony Newley, the Beatles. A lot of really, really wonderful writers.
Was that Barry Manilow's thing? They write the songs.
Well, it's kind of
part of his song.
On the name of his
song.
It
came from it.
Yeah, but Barry is. I'm going to be doing a new CD soon. I'm going to be cutting a lot of Barry's stuff. I probably should have even put a couple of his pieces on this CD as well. I did on my last two CDs. I put some of Barry's material. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah,
I think you're being very nice and diplomatic about what you call this music. I call this music the real music, not the noise and the gibberish.
Well, you know, there are people that do a lot of the new urban sounds really well. I'm not one of those people. I'm someone, you know, whose music came out of more of the American classic songbook, theater. I'm more of a stand-up concert artist, and that's really what I do. And I really think that, you know, if you're going to go out there and give the public the best of what you got, then give them the best of what you do.
Okay, Julie.
And this is what I do.
Julie, do me a favor. Sit down for a minute, and we'll be back in a few minutes because we're facing a break. You're listening to the View from Over Here, heard on crntalk.com, and we'll give you a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Julie Budd talking about her music.
The next time you're in Southern California, visit the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas. Riviera, as the name implies, is the ultimate in Calabasas restaurants. There's not even a close second. And what's better suited for the Beverly Hills of the Valley than a Beverly Hills type of restaurant and watering hole without those ridiculous Beverly Hills prices? They're so good. With impeccable service, they probably don't even need this commercial. Even now, it's hard to get a good table except for off hours. But if you really want to treat yourself or your date, call 818-224-2163. That's 818-224-2163. That's the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas, California. Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Try Fry Vineyards, the Mendocino County organic wine with no sulfites added from America's pioneering organic winery. Fry Wine, the first maker of certified biodynamic wines in the United States. At Fry Wines, our emphasis is on producing organic wine of the highest quality while caring for our planet and palate alike. Check out our website at frywine.com and join the Fry Vineyards Wine Club. You'll receive 20% off all orders and much more. Plus, you can check out our internet-only specials. And go to our crntalk.com website or the frywine.com website and check out Chef Piero's Recipe of the Week. Great biodynamic wines from Redwood Valley in Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer for Regenix. Like so many people today, I was losing my hair. I was literally watching it fall out, jumping right off the top of my head. So I said, that's it, enough. I called Regenix. When they introduced me to their patented hair analysis program, I immediately saw why I was losing my hair. Through their microscopic examination, I saw gray, sickly scalp. The hair follicles themselves were caked and clogged with the dirty, oily sludge. I was so relieved. Finally, there was hope. So now as I approach my 8th year on the Regenix program, my scalp is pink and clean and my hair is growing back. That's right, it's growing back. It makes so much sense. Don't wait. Call Regenix right now. Go to the phone and put an end to your worries. Start by calling 1-800-REGENIX. That's 1-800-REGENIX. Or go to Regenix.com.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
What happened again? You're listening to Julie Budd's CD Perfect. Well, let's get back to Julie before the song goes off again. Sorry about that, Julie.
It's okay. I'm here. If you're worried about that you lost me, I'm still here.
No, I know, but we're losing the music.
We're going to fire that guy behind the control booth as soon as this show is over.
What I think, a lot of my Facebook friends are listening in right now. I'm getting emails while I'm on the air with you. I'm getting emails from all my Facebook friends. And I think that the 25th Facebook friend that posts on my site should get a free CD. What do you think?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do that. So all my friends out there.
The first 25?
No,
or all 25?
No, the 25th.
The 25th person.
Oh, the 25th.
If you're the 25th person who emails me, you're going to get a free CD.
Fantastic.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I know Richard Skipper. He tells me everything.
Is that Skipper or Skipper?
Skipper if you're in New York.
Skipper. We're all New Yorkers
Skipper
here.
if you're on the West Coast.
Are you originally from New York? I don't remember.
Well, come on. You're from Brooklyn, right?
I was born in Brooklyn.
Where?
I was born in East Flatbush.
Where?
And on East 54th and Avenue K. And then I lived with my grandmother on Day Hill Road, like around that Fort Hamilton Parkway area.
So, Wingate High School, or?
Well, I was supposed to either go to South Shore or Tilden, but at that time I was working a lot in TV. I was going to Vegas with Frank Sinatra and Carol Burnett and Liberace. I was never home. Talk about being on the West Coast. I had a CBS contract, and that put me in L.A. a lot, over on that the Fairfax studio, CBS over there. So I was being tutored a lot on the road, and then I wound up going to a school in Manhattan called Lincoln Square Academy. So I sort of, the more I became active as a kid in show business, the less I wound up going to public school in Brooklyn.
All right, I have to ask you a very personal question.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
Not that kind. Did you finish high school, or are you, let's say, like some of the other people, like, well, I won't mention any names, that their career got...
No, you have to finish. You have to finish high school. In other words, you have to be accredited. You have to have a certain amount of credits in order to receive a diploma. I mean, that's the way it is in New York State. You have to have.
So you got your diploma.
Yeah, I really feel sorry for you. We're hanging out with Sinatra and people like that as a teenager and not going to school.
Must have been rough.
Well, but you have to understand that I actually was quite responsible for going to school, because what used to happen, and there's a funny story about that, every day, and even now, I kind of have the same routine. I always get to the theater much earlier than everybody, when I'm doing a concert or something. And then, everybody does the tech stuff at about 5, 6 o'clock, and then everybody breaks for dinner and comes back at 7:30, and there's an 8 o'clock curtain. Well, my routine's sort of been the same since I'm 15, 16 years old. Once I get to the theater, I stay in the theater. I vocalize, I prepare. It's just my thing. I stay there, and I like it when everybody breaks for dinner, because I kind of have the quiet of the theater to think about what I'm doing. So one afternoon, late afternoon after rehearsal, everybody was gone to break for dinner. And I was backstage, and I was doing my homework. I had vocalized already, and now I figured I better do my homework because I had to mail it into school. And I hear somebody backstage, and, usually it's pretty quiet. And I look up, and there was Mr. Sinatra, and he came in early that day. He usually didn't come in until, right before he had to go on stage, because he used to fly in from Palm Springs. He had his own jet.
And you call him Mr. Sinatra.
Well, at the time, I was 16 years old, and I was raised to be a good, respectful kid, and that's what you did. It was Mr. Sinatra. And he came backstage, and it was kind of a nice time, because we were able to share quiet time together rather than having, everybody around us at the time. And he was very, very taken with the fact that between, 6 and 7 o'clock, that was my time to do my homework for school, And he came up to me and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I just finished vocalizing. I did my hour vocalizing, and now I have to do my algebra and my history."
Did he help you?
Well, he was interested. He was kind of interested. He said, "Show me what you're doing," He was really nice to me.
Julie, do you have your books with you? Because you could bring them to the studio when you're in town.
My algebra and history
Algebra and history
Yeah, we'll
book.
help you.
Don't laugh. You guys, you don't know this about me, but I'm one of these people that never throw anything away.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
I forgot to tell you. Oh, this is important.
Quick.
You asked me about the engagements, and I have a wonderful thing. You guys have to come to New York, because I'm going to be starting my residency at the Metropolitan Room here in New York in May. We're going to have a big a press part in April, and it's going to kick off the event. And in May, I'm going to bring one of my many shows into the Met Room. And then I come back the next month and the next month and the next month, and I keep coming back. It's going to be like Julie's room. The Metropolitan Room is going to be Julie Buzz's
Fantastic.
I think maybe we could do a show live from there.
You want to know something? That would be really great. I would love that.
Okay, let's make a date of it. Anyway, Julie,
you're on.
Thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you. We'll probably speak to you before anyway.
Julie, it's been a blast,
you
really.
guys, I'm sending you a big hug, and I want to thank you for always being so supportive, and I hope that your listeners will buy my CD. They wrote the songs.
They
and
better
they'll
buy
love
it. Otherwise,
Well,
I'll go out and break their legs.
And if they don't buy it, we won't let them listen.
A big hug to you guys.
Okay, speak to you later. Keep warm.
Yeah, I will. I promise.
Wear your gloves and earmuffs.
Anyway, Stan, we have our next guest on the line.
Our next guest is Michal Fandal. He pronounces it Fandal. We could pronounce it any way we like. Why? Because the guy's a clown. Now, he wasn't a clown all his life. Originally, he was an NYPD cop.
Well, that's why I want to know if he still carries a sidearm.
Oh, I think he carries about 4 or 5 sidearms. Anyway, when he left the police force, he said to his CO, to his commanding officer, you know what? I'm going to become a clown. And his CO said to him, are you trying to be funny or what?
He said you are a clown, Michael.
Well, he turned in his badge and gun, theoretically, and he put on a big red nose, and he became Michal Fandal, the clown, and we could have all kinds of clown songs. And Michael was supposed to be on with us last week, but we had sunspot problem, so we couldn't connect.
Michael, are you there?
Yes, I am sitting by, trying to keep warm in cold New York.
Michael, what was it like before you became a clown as a cop? Because, our listeners are thinking we already got some emails in asking, this guy became a clown. He was a cop, then became a clown. Now, what's with this guy? So tell us.
Okay, well, let me give it to you straight. I was a substitute teacher before I joined the police department, and I took a comedy workshop class at Sheepshead Bay Adult School, so then I enjoyed that. And then when I became a cop, I continued to study a little bit in the acting, and then I was laid off. I did stand-up. I was rehired, and then I took a clown course when I worked in Midtown East.
Well, hold on a sec. Michael, I remember back around the mid-'70s, there was a big budget crunch in New York City, and they laid off like 5,000-plus cops to save money.
That's right.
Were you one of those guys?
I was caught up in that. I was a community affairs cop, and I told people later that when I took over, the community moved out.
Does that mean you had that means you had affairs with the people in the community? That's my joke.
I actually did, but I can't really talk too much about that.
Don't mention any names. We don't want to be sued.
Well, we're going to have a show after midnight. We'll have you back on the show when we can talk about some of those experiences.
Well, my clown name is sort of risque. I'm known as Ernest Desire the Clown because when I got rehired to the police department, I discovered we didn't have an earnest desire to fight crime, so I drew that name. 1/3 of the name comes from a real-life Haitian criminal because I worked in the Brooklyn DA's office for a year and a half before getting rehired, and they have the names of the defendants on there. And then a guy from Mark Twain, the junior high school principal, said, pursue your earnest desires, and also from a synagogue book. So it was a composite of those three, and me being a punster, I adopted that name after I took a clown course on the special events floor in Macy's, and I got to be in the Macy's parade. And I was booed when I told one joke. I said, you hear the story about the broken pencil? And they said, no. I said, no point to it. They booed me, and I said, I can't have booze while I'm working.
Oh, my God. I think I saw the movie, Miracle on 34th Street.
Michael, are you still packing heat?
It's funny you should mention that because I do have a pistol license. I am a member of the Manhattan Pistol Club. I have my 2 weapons. I want to get an automatic. It's lighter, less cumbersome. Once last week I carried it because I was going on the train very early in the morning to meet a friend, and I wore a girdle holster. But I think it's stretched a little bit because I put on a few pounds. So ordinarily, I tell people the sharpest thing is what's between my ears.
Uh-huh. You're licensed to carry a gun then?
Yes, I have a license to carry. If you're a retired police officer in good standing, You don't pay anything for the license, and I object to law-abiding citizens getting the shaft, being overcharged to have a pistol license. I'm an advocate for people to have the right to protect themselves, whether or not they're a left-winger or a right-winger or a moderate.
Do you think that the New York City, has some of the strictest laws? I think it's called, when I lived there, it was the Sullivan Act.
Yes.
Do they still have that law, and what do you think about it?
Well, I think that people should have the right to protect themselves, so I frown upon that. I don't think that there's proper education about weapons. I think the NRA has been demonized. I don't know. I'm a life member of the World Clown Association and the NRA. I don't think there are too many in that category. I try to disarm with my humor. One time there was a guy up in a tree in Washington Square Park when I was working there. I said, "What are you, the branch manager? Get down from there."
Oh, my God.
As a matter of fact, you could see that in a Russian documentary in 1990. I was in a film called No Way to Live, comparing Russian and American cops and also ridiculing the Russian leadership for having long bread lines. He had to alter it because the Iron Curtain went down. So you could see me putting whipped cream on people in Harlem to whip crime, and they ate it up.
Oh, my God.
Good.
It's called
Michael,
No Way to Live.
Hey, I got a question for you, Michael. You were a cop. You're still connected with them. You're a clown. Those are two diverse occupations, you might say.
Not some of the cops I know.
And there's also, not some of the cops you know, okay. And you were also a school teacher. Because of those diverse careers, have you ever given motivational speeches to people because you've been in so many different venues?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Stan, because I have too much time on my hands, and I'd love to be able to harness some of my insights and knowledge and passion and be available. When I got a lot of press in the 1980s doing the cop clown stuff, I volunteered. I did a lot of places, including on my own. I went to a jail.
A cop that went to jail, that's odd.
Later on, I taught in a jail. I told them I was a retired cop. They said, F you, and I said, no, I went to NYU, not F you. But this past year, I gave a talk for the National Shamram Society Convention at Sea, and it was titled Laughter in Law Enforcement, Partners in Crime Fighting and Stress Reduction. And the other one I gave for the Institute for General Semantics on how General Semantics enriched my careers as cop, clown, and teacher. Incidentally, I started doing earnest desire in the early 1980s, promoting more of an earnest desire to fight crime, and the homicide rate has dropped tremendously in New York, and I'm the only cop who used to sing anti-crime songs to the guys in the paddy wagon going downtown, so I think I deserve a footnote.
Michael, do you still go down to the range and keep up your skills?
Well, I'm a member of the Manhattan Pistol Club. I can't go to the regular range. I am a member, and periodically I dry fire, which means I take the bullets out of the gun and I practice in my apartment away from the windows, so they don't get the cops don't get a call. With an automatic, it's more damaging to the weapon, so you can't really do that. I really need to get down to the real range that I'm a member of more often.
Okay, Michael, hold on to that thought and don't leave yet. We're coming up to a break, but we'll be right back with you.
Okay.
You're listening to The View from Over Here on
CRNTalk.com, which is broadcast
the media world. And you can hear our back shows on www.viewfromoverhere.com. We'll be back in a few minutes with the
clown who became a cop, or the cop who became a clown.
A A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder. There were 4 squadrons of black fighter pilots during World War II that had to fight 2 air forces in order to gain recognition, the Luftwaffe and the U.S. Army Air Corps. The HBO special and the recent attempt at a full-length feature film do not come close to the full and true story of these brave men. They were not ball players, they were not rap singers, they were fighter pilots and American heroes in the truest sense. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool. Indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. We're making cures happen. Join us. Call 888-HELP-LLS. Go to LLS.org. Help us reach today sooner.
We're back.
Hello there, you people out there. This is Stan Weisleder on The View from Over Here in the studio with Malcolm Barry Burman, and we are talking to our guest right now, Michal Fandal.
Michael, do you work strictly as a clown now, or do you stand up, or?
I do occasional clown gigs. Every year I entertain the widows and orphans with the Anchor Club in Queens. And I got the president of New York Clown Alley to get involved in that. His name is Itzido. He's had some good television coverage. And when I'm walking around off-duty, I'm always telling jokes. The guys who throw the garbage in the can, I say, do you hear the joke about the garbage can? Forget it, it's a load of trash. They laugh. I tell you the one about the butter, but you might spread it around. That joke was on the house, now it's on the floor. So I'm always cracking jokes. As a matter of fact, last week there was a guy with a walker and a woman taking care of him, waiting for the light. I said, you know, my father had one of those. Dad, you do a good job. I'll get you a street walker.
Michael, no wonder why you carry a gun.
No, well, on the contrary, I usually don't, but I should carry a gun, particularly the fact that we're targeted for terrorists by a lot of Looney Tunes. As a matter of fact, during the first Gulf War, I went to Israel on my own. I had 18 years in the police department, so I entertained there. I've been there 4 times, and I also was in the Philippines twice. And a week after I decided to go, they came up with this slogan, it's more fun in the Philippines. I actually gave out 300 clown noses, and I usually put 2 in my hand. I said, this is the only time you're allowed to pick your nose in public. But you can read about me in 2 books. One called Anything for a T-Shirt, because I was, of the 30,000 cops at the time, I was the only one who ran the marathon with Fred LeBeau, the founder of the New York City Marathon.
Yeah, I know Fred.
And,
Greta
Greta White's told me to shut up. I was talking too loud on 4th Avenue.
Michael, when you travel...
The other one is by Buck Wolf, The Wolf Files. They had good clowns and bad clowns, and I was elected to be a good clown. I'm a good clown.
Good. Michael, Malcolm, I have to ask him this question.
The only time I cursed, when I got an electric shock when I touched the bus stop, and I looked around, I was horrified, because clowns are not supposed to curse.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Michael, very important question. When you travel, whether it's to Israel, Philippines, cross-country, or whatever, do you pack heat when you travel?
No, I do not. But there is reciprocity. I don't have the knowledge about that, but there are some officers who do that.
Well, I don't think it's the reciprocity. I don't think it's the reciprocity from where you're going. I think the problem is with the TSA, because one time I took my weapon. I took my weapon one time, and the TSA gave me a lot of grief.
Yeah, I know. One time I bought a horseshoe for good luck. I was going to bring it to my sister. TSA, they glommed it. I said, all right, Merry Christmas. I was very perturbed about it, but I didn't want to put up a stink.
Michael, we're at the end of the hour. Do you ever get to L.A.?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I used to entertain for New York alumni. I was a clown before the show, and then I took it off. I went to Lincoln High School. Lou Zygmunt did a magnificent job. That's where I met Stan originally, and never play slapball against Gary Marshall. He hits the ball straight to you while women are walking by, and he got 2 home runs on me that way. He's a ferocious slapball player.
Anyway, Michael, I had to cut you off, but we have 30 seconds left. Thank you very much. We're listening to The View from over here on crntalk.com, and you can hear all our shows on www.crntalk.com. No, www.viewfromoverhere.com. And we're off. See you next week. Okay. Have fun. Bye. Keep warm.
The View from Over Here is a co-production of Infinity X and TBG International. For further information, contact Malcolm Burman at 818-687-2784. That's 818-687-2784.
Which is most appropriate because that was your theme. Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. It's the deadliest attack in Jerusalem in years. 2 Palestinians armed with meat cleavers and a gun burst into a synagogue today, killing 4 people, including 3 American rabbis. The assailants were then shot and killed by police. This Israeli paramedic tells the BBC it was a horrible scene.
As we went into the front of the synagogue, what I saw was another guy lying on the floor, big puddle of blood around him. He looked like someone shot him, and he was all cut around from an axe or something like that.
President Obama has condemned the attack. As the Senate nears a vote on the Keystone XL pipeline, the debate rages on.
North Dakota Republican John Hoeven is one of the chief co-sponsors of the bill.
It's about energy. It's about jobs. It's about economic growth.
No, it's not, says California Democrat Barbara Boxer, one of the chief opponents.
It is not a good thing for this country. It is not a good thing for jobs.
The House approved the bill last week. Linda Kenyon, SRN News, Capitol Hill.
The Senate votes this evening. Also at SRNnews.com, President Obama says Ebola remains a global threat as long as the outbreak goes unchecked.
This is still going to be a danger, not just for America, but for the entire world. We are nowhere near out of the woods yet in West Africa.
Mr. Obama speaking at a White House meeting today with his Ebola response team. Heavy lake-effect snow has closed about 130 miles of the New York State Thruway, both directions, between Rochester and the Pennsylvania state line. 3 feet of snow in some places, and it's still falling. Stocks higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up about 51 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index ahead 31, and the S&P is trading 11 points higher. This is SRN News.
You have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
20 years of debt management services, nearly $100 million saved in finance charges. It's Trinity's 20th anniversary, and these are just a few of the milestones we're celebrating as we begin our 3rd decade of helping people become debt-free for keeps.
My name is Mike. Trinity brought us relief by greatly reducing our interest and consolidating our bills into one easy-to-manage monthly payment.
Call 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
The International Olympic Committee has put together a list of 40 recommendations aimed at improving future games.
The IOC president, Thomas Bach, has come good on his pledge to shake up the Olympic movement. With just 2 contenders for the 2022 Winter Games, changes to the bidding contest have become a priority. Potential host cities have been put off by the expense and excessive IOC demands. The new set of proposals are designed to ease the financial burden and to make the process less rigid. Some events, in exceptional circumstances, will be allowed to take place outside host countries, while there'll be more opportunities for the introduction of new sports.
That's BBC's Alex Capstick. Russian President Putin suggests the U.S. wants to bully Russia into submission, but he says it will not succeed. Speaking at a televised meeting with pro-Kremlin activists today, Putin said that Washington, in Putin's words, wants to subdue us, wants to solve its problems at our expense. This is SRN News. The largest solar power plant of its type in the world is not producing as much energy as planned.
One of the reasons is as basic as it gets. The sun isn't shining as much as expected. The Ivanpah Solar Electric Generating System opened in February, with operators saying it would produce enough electricity to power a city of 140,000 people. Figures from the California Energy Commission show the plant is producing about half of its expected output for 2014. The commission said that clouds, jet contrails, and weather have had a greater impact on power production than anticipated. The plant is backed by $1.6 billion in federal loan guarantees. Keith Peters, SRN News.
A judge says 3 skydivers displayed inexcusable self-indulgence by parachuting off the One World Trade Center tower. The judge refusing to toss out the felony charges against them. More details at srnnews.com.
Things aren't the same as they were when Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have reality TV. Back then, it was just reality. The most exciting thing that ever happened was when Jimmy got his head stuck in a gopher hole. And trust me, that's not a show anyone would binge watch. Yep, we didn't have much entertainment, but switching our car insurance to Geico was pretty exciting.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
To live your life in good taste with a twist. Now, let's get sophisticated with David and Philip.
Hello, welcome to Get Sophisticated with Sophisticated Guys. This is Philip.
And this is David.
And I will admit my body is a little bit confused. I have been all over the place the past couple of weeks, and I flew in late last night from a weekend in Chicago with a friend. And so hopefully I'll be able to be high energy today during the show and
you will.
Adjust.
Oh, you will. Yeah. And we want to welcome all the listeners wherever you're at, online or listening live. This is going to be one of those special all call-in shows. So if you have a comment, a question with like a reading or some coaching, give us a call. Give us a ring. And we're also going to be delving into the topic of fear and doubt. What do you do when you experience both? And, bring us any issue, bring us any question. We would love to talk with you. And just so you know who we are, if this is first time listening, I am David Zarza. I am the psychic half of the Sophisticated Guys.